Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Builder's Block right here on the Transverse Network. Now, as many of you who might have been here before might recall, this is the tech check portion because I never trust any of my equipment, even funny. So please let me know if you can hear me. If you hear music, if the music's too loud, too quiet, if the AC is too loud, all that jazz. Please, if you don't mind, let me know in the chat just so I know I'm not talking for 8 minutes with no sound, which has happened in the past. Hey, Ashley. Um, I'm going to go for the moment, assuming you can hear me, but again, please let me know if anything can be tweaked or if you can't hear anything at all. But welcome. The computer is too quiet. I don't know if I know what that means. Like, because everything's on the computer. Is it the music is too quiet? Or, you know, my mic running through the computer is too quiet? All right. I will know there's a time delay, so I'll pause and see if you can make that out. No, my GPU fans are too quiet. A little echoey. Well, crap. All right. Russ says it's good. A little critique from Ashley there. I guess we'll see what we can do. This seems to be my, hopefully I'm actually talking through this mic. I know one time I was talking to the mic over there, but we are going to go off the assumption that it's moderately okay for the moment. And yeah, it might be the AC. I'll try, I'm cool right now, so we'll try it with it off. So hopefully I won't, oh no, I'm going to mute so I don't get all of your Alexas to do stuff. How is it now? Better? I will freely admit right now I might need to turn the AC back on because there are multiple lights around me and it gets quite hot. But hopefully this is helpful. And thank you, Russ. Appreciate the feedback. All right, cool. What was that? Well, it might be a culprit later, but hopefully you'll be able to hear me through it. Yeah, so let's talk about what we're doing. So this, if you are unfamiliar, I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar, but if you're unfamiliar, this is Builder's Block. And the deal is, amongst the many awesome shows that are available on the Transverse Network, this particular show is all about sharing some of the creative talents from a few folks who are involved in the Transverse. We have some new people, including Capybara, and you can do an exclamation point Cappy if you want to talk about them. She has a command, and Jenner Meowster just created a command for me if you do exclamation point Jess. All kinds of cool ways to learn about a couple of us, but I am now joined with a fellow Lego builder who had her very first stream not too long ago. So that was wonderful. And of course, welcome to always have more people out there in the world building Lego. That's always a good thing. But Lego is not all that you're going to get. I'm going to build Lego. Cappy will build Lego. But we also have Emily, who builds custom Star Wars droids, which is extremely cool. We have Mimi, who's done a variety of fascinating building kits. I don't even know how to categorize what Mimi does, but some cool building kits that are quite intricate and involved. And we sometimes have folks come back from the past or as guests and do other building activities. So every week, or just about every week, on Wednesday, you will get to see a different builder doing a different thing. Once a month, that builder will be me doing custom Lego creations. And so I'm so glad you stopped by to check this out. And hopefully we can have a little bit of fun tonight and build something cool. I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight. I'm going to try to build a Lego mosaic. And you can get like a little glance here with the frame. Yes, here. This here is what I'm going to try to build tonight. I'll talk a little bit more about what it is. But before I go into detail on what I will be building tonight, let me also show you some of what I've built recently. Because we've done a number of different things on the show here. We've done a number of modular Lego buildings, things like this. Those are custom buildings I make. They're minifig scale and they're fully furnished inside, all kinds of cool stuff. I love those. It's a passion. They also take a long time, long time to build. So lately we've been doing some smaller things so that we can do, hopefully, generally, a build from beginning to end for you to get to see and get to witness here on the show. And the easiest thing I've been building that's lent itself to that is building the trans train. So if any of you were here last month, you got to see me take a first stab at a rail car. I've been going back and forth between how much do I pre-plan and how much is on the fly. That one was probably a little bit too much on the fly. I did not get nearly as far as I expected to get in building the car, but I can show it to you now because I did manage to finish it. So recap, we have, oh, it's magnets and pulls it all off. The original trans train engine. I won't go through all the cars this time. But this is the train that started it all, the rail car that started it all. And the latest car, which is what we started last time, and I finished after the show, is breaking the binary with a non-binary breaker crane. So this is what was built, what was finished after the stream last time. I actually rebuilt a fair amount of it. I wasn't very happy with some of the spacing. So I redid some stuff and came up with a car that is from black to purple to white to yellow, the colors of the non-binary flag, and is also a working crane. So let me do a little down tilt to get a little preview of what's coming. But here's the train here, and some neat aspects to it when you need to use the crane. It's called a breaker because sometimes they use it to clear off trains that have broken down or have derailed. They'll lift it with this massive crane, but these little legs come out and they actually tilt down. So it's a little stabilizer, which actually is needed for the crane. I have little things that fold down here that will allow it to smoothly rotate. And there we go. We can rotate the crane. This little knob back here tilts it up and down. This can manually be pulled out to extend. This cord raises and lowers the actual hook. And it is like a whole little functioning rotating crane. So that is the non-binary crane, the latest addition to the LGBTQ identities train, and its semi-punny, poor joke references to various identities. So this is what was started last time, was not finished. I think I got carried away because the session before I managed to do 2 cars in one show, and I still ran out of time. So I overcorrected. We'll see if I overcorrected again tonight with what we're gonna do. Thank you, Ashley. And thank you, Russ. Yeah, like I want these things to actually be like, oh, that could be a real card, that could be a real toy at least. And so that's the hope with these things that I build. There's little chains. You can take those chains off, put them on the hook, attach them to the rail car to lift it up and move it around. Yeah, so I guess to be that functional bit while also secretly, or not so secretly, being representative of a different LGBTQ identity. So yeah, so that's what we've been doing. But tonight I'm going to change up a little bit. I want to do something different because I love doing these things. It's fun to show them, but I do want to at least give some spectrum of insight into the amazingly broad world that can be Lego building. You know, my passion is building things in the town, city, world, universe. But I've done some different stuff. I've done my ship there, my little Imperial brigantine. I can't figure out where my hand is. There we go. Brigantine ship there. The brig that has gun decks and all kinds of cool stuff inside of it. That was a stretch for me. That was something different to go outside of my town wheelhouse and build that. And I'm going to try to continue that tonight by doing a Lego mosaic. We're going to try out creating a mosaic tonight and see, hopefully, if we can do the whole thing. That is the plan. And to help us doing it, I cracked open a bottle of cider from a friend trip I had with a group of friends upstate. We went to a cidery. We went to 2 cideries, but this one I think was the one that I thought was a little bit more fun, or I liked the product a little bit better. I got a bottle of raspberry cider, which is a lot of energy inside of it, so I have to make sure that thing doesn't explode off. But a bit of raspberry cider, which is nice and foamy bubbly. So cheers. And let's get to it. All right, so I said mosaic a couple times. Oh, I just saw my camera flash. My camera tonight, because of course this always happens right before you show it, multiple cameras stopped working today. I could not figure out why or how to fix them. This camera specifically started to flash and freeze. So it's possible I might freeze. I might just have to unplug and replug the camera, which will be a huge pain in the butt. I did not have hours to diagnose what the heck was going on with it today. So we'll all cross our fingers that it will maintain. It won't flash again. Lego mosaics. What's the deal? So we'll go over here. This is my website if you've not seen it. I have not updated in a while, though I do try to put on at least the next time I will be live and streaming. And that's what you can see here on the page. The copy is wrapping in a weird way, and I don't know why. Actually, just before this, some of the fonts appeared to disappear off my computer. The font, even with Builder's Block, disappeared. So I had to quickly like redo all of this copy, and like it's misaligned a little bit because it was a very frantic last minute. Wait, why is none of my copy showing? And it's because the Barlow font wasn't loading. I don't know why. And I'm thinking it might have affected my site too, because this is all fatter, uglier copy than what I'm used to, and that's a little bit annoying. Hopefully I'll restart and it will work, but for now we will bear with. This is my site. You can always check out stuff here, but we're going to continue on to one of my favorite pictures of myself, which is this photo that was taken, I think by some of the people right here in this chat when we were out in Dumbo. I guess during an unseasonably warm day in the middle of the pandemic. You can see my mask in my hand there. But this was a photo that was taken and then has been turned into a Lego mosaic, right? There's all these little sort of those pixelations are actually different little Lego studs. I haven't built this. This one, actually at this scale, size, and level of detail was like $900 to order this or something ridiculous. But this would be a ludicrous number thing. This would be like a 4x4 foot construction to make this. But you can get a sense of what a really detailed mosaic would be like, right? It's kind of like a collage where you're taking different color individual studs, like this little teensy tiny itty bitty. Here, let me show a brighter one over this. This kind of little teeny tiny little piece. Tons of these on this to make this. That is the idea of a mosaic. So it's a cool little place to pull it off. I guess, Torben, you could say it's a Legozaic. I don't know what that means from a branding perspective. You might have violated some identity rules with the Lego group, but it's a very Legozaic. It absolutely should be. And this is something that I've wanted to do for a while. I've actually tried to build a mosaic to put on my wall. I started it a year or so ago, maybe longer. And I did not get very far. This turns out to be way more, if nothing else, brick piece intensive than I expected from the get-go. It doesn't look as big, but it eats up bricks fast. And I can show you what I started to build last time. So I made these kind of little Lego frames. And I actually took a photo. I wanted to show you the photo. I could not find the photo. I don't know where the heck I stored it. I think I changed computers since I made it, and so I can't find the file. But this little thing is a smaller base plate, obviously a standard sized Lego base plate, which is 10 inches by 10 inches, 32 by 32 studs. I built this little black raised frame around it. I even put a little place to put the hook in and to make sure it doesn't rest awkwardly against the wall. It sort of is level. And then I started to fill in, based on a grid I had overlaid over top of this photo, different color bricks that matched that design. And the idea was going to be 4 of these stretching across in my living room, showing a long exposure shot from like maybe somewhere just at the start of the Villages up through downtown. This is the Empire State Building. It was going to go up to Chrysler and up to the UN and start to get to the Upper East Side. So I didn't finish this one, let alone continue into the ensuing 2. So I did not get nearly as far as I had hoped. And honestly, it was a little bit more pixelated than was ideal, which is all part of the learning curve, right? I had not done it before, and so I discovered, oh, this is how it's paying out. Maybe not quite what I wanted, but it's still, it's like I still haven't given up on it. But I hadn't necessarily had the energy or willpower to go and try to find all the different kinds of bricks I still needed just to finish the second one, let alone the other 2 that were still to come. To get something that looks nuanced, you need a lot of variety of colors, and some of them are quite rare, or just consume a lot more than I realized until I got into the mix of it. So I hadn't quite figured out what I wanted to do. But it popped in my head this week because I actually put up new artwork where I'd had these 4 half-finished things hanging in my living room. I finally took them down over the TV, put up some new framed prints, and now I want to get back to it. And yes, you absolutely can do pick a brick. I think I would, because pick a brick can be limited in what bricks they have available, especially plate studs. I'd probably go on Bricklink to buy them. I think the challenge is knowing precisely how many you need, which is not always an easy thing to know, especially if you're kind of guessing like I was versus a planned set. And also, I was not as thrilled with this particular picture. I wanted to do something. I realized like if I'm going to do it, it needs to be a different resolution, a different something. To the idea I had was a neat one, but frankly, it needed to be a lot bigger to actually look the way I wanted it to look. And so since I replaced those pictures, I was kind of confronted with my lack of progress, and I realized, hey, this might be the perfect thing to do for the builder's block. So that was a long little diatribe here, but I'm not going to fill in this. I'm going to do something bigger. To that point of wanting to do a bigger resolution thing, I'm going to build a bit bigger mosaic with you tonight. So let me show you what I'm thinking and what I'm going to flow through. So we had seen this. This would be an amazing mosaic. Like I said, this is huge. That level of detail takes 6 by 6 base plates, 6 of those base plates in 36 total to fill in. Huge amount of work, huge amount of pieces, incredible amount of cost, especially to buy in bulk like that. So we are not going that big. We're going a little bit smaller. And when I was thinking about what are other things I want to potentially depict, aside from different friends or things I could do, I thought, especially for the sake of this show, I would do something that reflected one of my geeky passions. And if you have not seen it, you need to watch it. She-Ra, Princesses of Power. Not the 1985 version, the recent one. The 5 seasons that came out on Netflix and are just phenomenal. And as you see in this particular article, unapologetically queer, right? I don't want to do spoilers because you need to watch it if you have not watched it, but it was great. It was beautiful. I thought about actually doing this scene, but I thought this would also be a little bit too pixelated. But one of my favorite characters from the show, and there's so many, is Catra. I love her redemption arc, all kinds of great things that happen with her. So I did decide to do something with Catra, and I found, I don't know what that was, but I found this photo. Unfortunately, I don't see who it's attributed to. I don't know who to give credit to this drawing, but this isn't quite the style of the show, but I thought this was just a cool picture of her in an amazing outfit she wore to the Princess Ball when she showed up in a tux. Again, it's one of these things that's like, they don't really talk about it, but it's just one of those like kind of, give this like butch lesbian vibe that I really dug. I thought it was extremely cool. So, so this is what I'm going to try to turn into a mosaic. I actually found a very cool site. There's a bunch of them, but this is the one I found particularly helpful. Brick.me, where you can upload a photo. You can actually check out and buy it. You can get this and get them to source the pieces and send it to you. I assume in actual Lego. I'm not actually sure. Sometimes some of these sites use non-official pieces, which is horrific. But I found it very helpful because I could actually upload the photo and still see what the collage would be even without having to order it. So I could try to do it myself with my bricks. I just wanted to show you, these are some of the different resolutions I was potentially going to be playing with, right? So as I mentioned, there are different scales to do this at. And here's the original, right at the top. This over here is actually, you can see like thin white lines. This is 9, I believe 24 by 24 stud base plates, which are unusual sizes. I don't know if that's actually a legit thing. That's why I wonder if this is maybe not Lego, because usually base plates are the 32 by 32 or 16 by 16. They're fractions of this. So I don't know of any official 24 by 24 base plates. But that was still the scale of that one on the left, right? Which is a pretty decent reflection of the image. You get some fair amount of detail while still being pixelated. It's maybe not hyper specific, but you get some. The middle is 48 by 48 studs. You can see it gets fuzzier because you're working with fewer studs, so you get less detail. And then on the right is actually a 32 by 32. It's what would be this size. I decided that was too pixelated. I thought that was kind of became nonsense at that size. So instead of doing this, I'm doing this. I'm doing the 48 by 48, the middle one of those sets. So that's what we're going to try to do that image on. So this middle one here, you can see a little bit bigger here. I'm looking at this on another monitor above. I have it here, so I can try to recreate this for you and for me as we go along and try to fill this in. And this was pretty involved to figure out. It took me a while. I definitely don't even know if I've necessarily picked the perfect color matches. Again, this is my suspicion. This may not be actually official Lego pieces that you get with this set, because these actual colors don't perfectly match to official Lego colors. Or if some of them do, they're extremely rare Lego colors, very difficult to find. So I tried to approximate it. So this is definitely going to be a little bit of a guesstimation. I'm also not going to try to fill in the blue background. That's something like, I think this actually tells you how many bricks that is. That light blue background is 1,155 bricks just to fill in, if you had only 1x1 pieces, to fill in all that blue background. So we're just going to leave this gray, at least for now. We're not going to try to fill in the background. I'm just going to build Katra kind of in the middle. And that still itself is a huge number of bricks. I would not be surprised, or at least studs. I might have some pieces that aren't maybe 1x1 in some cases. But I'm still going to try to fill in, probably 1,000 some studs worth of brick to make this. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to jump in and do. Hey, Justice. Thank you for jumping in. Yeah, you came just in time to start the building. So I think I have pulled together the pieces to do this. As usual, it's possible, if not probable, I will be missing some. I have buckets right beside me. I have a bigger bucket below. I can rummage if need be, but we're gonna try to do this. I have a few different piles out here, and a few different things I'm playing with as I try to fill in this surface with Katra. So I'm gonna take a sip. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll get building. And thank you, Midvani, not only for being here and being an amazing person, both of which are true, but also for sharing the Discord. If people are not aware of it, it's a great community, a place to connect, and to get resources and support, just like mentioned right in that specific message. So check it out if you're not already there. To get going, like I mentioned, I have another monitor above, another computer hooked up with a picture. So I'm going to start on like the top corner up here. So I'm looking at magnified over here. And just to save a little bit, I tried to put one piece down just as a guide. So the picture, which I think might be on this frame, right? Like that little gal right down there, right? I'm going to start up here. The picture did show this first little stud being 3 down and 11 over. So I put that in place as a little guidepost for me to start branching out from. And that's what I'm going to do. Start filling in some pieces, and we'll see how it goes. And of course, as I do this, chat away. You don't have to. I know it can be laborious or random at times to say stuff, but if you are able to mention anything in the chat, it's always nice to keep a little bit of flow, because otherwise I will babble at rapid speed forever. All right. One of the things here, this thing had light gray, it had dark gray, and then it had like a medium gray, which is not a thing. Lego doesn't have that. So I'm using this little olive color, which I think is kind of in between, right? So here's light gray. Oh, geez. Light gray. Here's dark gray. And the olive, I sometimes have found when they're in buckets, they're so close together. I feel like it's something kind of in the middle. So it might be a stretch. I also thought about dark tan, but I'm going to use a dark tan elsewhere. So this is a little experiment. I'm going to try to use it here. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Yes, I got a couple of different things. You are good at this. Good conversation flow. This is a thing I recently got, and I need to review, from Peru. I got off Etsy this little woven colors of the lesbian flag ring, which is then covered in epoxy. I like this a lot. They gave me a few rings. Some were a little bit too thick and chunky. They're not as what I'm used to. So they're not bad. There's just not. I'm not used to it, so it felt a little physically weird for me. Versus the narrow rings, like this one I got from I think somewhere in Russia actually, in the trans colors, an epoxy ring. And then I have a ring I got with a girl I dated in college. It was kind of like, I guess, a promise ring. That relationship did not continue, but I always still like the ring. So I just switched fingers and I still throw it on there. It's a nice little go-to ring and a nice little herald, because it's something I wore before I figured it out myself, but I think it still kind of works. So I think there's a little bit of continuity from the past to the present. And I have my different dice from D&D in the rainbow flag there for this D20 bracelet and a lesbian bracelet. Also from Etsy. Okay. Nice little side by there. Green, light gray. So like I mentioned, having 1x1 studs, I tried to count them up and I definitely kept running out for some colors. So I did buy some, or didn't buy, I did find some larger pieces to try to, like, when there are multiples in a row, I can maybe make up the gap, not expend all of my 1x1s. But it's still possible for some of these I might come short. So we'll deal with that when we get there. We'll maybe have a couple mix-up shenanigans to fill in some gaps. All right, that will go there. It's interesting too. I'm trying to figure out like where to align what to try to make this work. All right, it's kind of like a little green. Yeah. All right. As usual, too, let me know if the music is too loud or whatever, and I will attempt to make adjustments. Now, for something like this, I feel like it's very easy and quite probable that I will screw up an alignment at some point. So, it's always good to have your brick separator at hand. So, keep that handy, folks, if you are engaging, endeavoring, starting to explore a mosaic. You will probably screw up and it can be very painful for your hands and the pieces. So always have your separator handy. Okay, gap there. That one is purple. Then we have dark red. It was interesting trying to count these. I kept counting these pieces, and then a large part of the way through, I looked on the site and realized, oh, they tell you how many there is of each color. But it was too late. I'd already counted a huge number of these, so I'm proud to say I counted every dark red spot myself, and I hope I counted correctly. All right, that is 6 long. 2. In theory, you're supposed to do all 1x1s. Creates a nice little sense to it, but like I said, I was going to run out in some colors, so I did do the bold choice of putting in some bigger pieces, which hopefully I will not regret as we go on with this. Hopefully it will still look cool. And if it doesn't look cool, you know, just don't tell me. Lie to me. Tell me it looks good. I'll believe it. All right. Brown. Purple. Gray. I feel like this is going to look like a crazy nonsense mess, and then hopefully the last minute it will like snap together and be amazing. Also, there's a lot of black here. Black, I think, is the second most color, so I did not actually pull out black. I figure I'm just going to go back and fill in black at the end, because that one I believe I have in abundance, so it'll be more easy to just, rather than try to pull out 400 some pieces of black, I was just gonna fill in the gaps. All right, that looks a little lighter. We'll try a little lighter blue there. All right. Kind of feeling my way around the edge here. Brown. I might need the black just to figure out where things go. Gray. Man, it is sad. It is already getting warm in here again. All these lights. I'm gonna try to turn off these battery lights. Maybe that will help. See if it looks different on me. All right, didn't seem to make too much difference. So let's see if half the lights means half the heat. How about you all? Have anyone done anything like this? Whether it's in Lego or any other medium, have you ever tried to to do a mosaic approach or photo collage or anything like that. Should press that. Thank you. And a first-time chat from a viewer. That gold star right there. Also, holy crap, the top just popped out of the cider. It just blew itself out of that. That was exciting. I feel like gotta honor the cider. Whoa, Queen of No Pants with the raid. I think that's the first while I've been doing this. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming in. I hope you come from a very fun stream. And if you don't mind, tell us what it was about. Tell us what you were streaming. I'm Jess. This is Builder's Block, where we're building Legos, and specifically a Lego mosaic based on Katra from She-Ra. I'm endeavoring to follow a design I'm following just off screen here. Cool, no worries. I'll see you in a sec. Go do what you have to do. And thank you so much for coming by. Especially with some new folks. That is pretty awesome. Sorry, I'm like in the Lego building zone now. I don't mean to not say as friendly of a hello while I do this. Try to find the right pieces. This is the kind of thing where like I have no idea if this is gonna go way too fast or way too slow. Like, will I be done in moments, or will there be an awkward, will there be an awkward, oh, let's just end because I don't know what else to do, or will this go on forever past the end of the stream? It's a guessing game every time. Haven't collaged endeavors to mosaic. Come on, Ashley, don't knock your kindergarten work. I'm sure it was still divine, epic level creations. I remember having to do collages though back in those grades, in those days. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Is that I don't know if that's in space or not. A good... Oh, so someone you used to work with, Russ. I think, I'm assuming probably you're not like allowed to share links or something, so maybe that got edited out, but if you want to write or say who the name of the person, we might be able to catch that. Oh yeah, sorry, let me show you the original image. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm attempting to do this collage here. I thought about trying to change up my setup, but I ran too late with work to do this side by side as I was building. But I took, where is it? This photo. We had different scales. I'm doing the middle one here, which is 48 by 48 plates, to turn that photo or that drawing illustration into this mosaic. So that's what we're gonna try to build. Oh, good job! Thank you, Russ. Thank you for sharing. That's a photo collage artist. Awesome. All right. You know what? I'll try to do this frame for a little bit. Hides a little bit more, but you can still see that way a little portion of the reference image there. So we'll try this out. All right. Here. So this is the bottom. Okay. I don't want to use all of my small studs if I can avoid it, so I have a bucket of some bigger pieces I can use to try to extend the longevity of some of my smaller bricks in this dark gray pile over here. Alright, so now go up here. Oh, two more. And what would it be without some proper Lego rattling, rummaging noises? That's, I think, always a key thing for a Lego build. Cool. You haven't finished the series. Oh, you have to finish the series. That's good warning, though. I will try carefully to avoid any spoilers, but it is so darn good. Shockingly good. No, it's a great show. It's a great series. It's awesome what they managed to explore and what boundaries the creator managed to make. Especially for themselves. I believe they came out recently as mask-leaning non-binary, I believe, he, they. So that was a pretty exciting, cool development. And that they got to put that out into the world, and then, you know, it was kind of a little portion of them all along. Yeah. I just keep saying the word I don't have, there's this peach color in here. I didn't have the peach color, so I'm trying out light pink. We're gonna see if it works. So cross your fingers for me that that will suffice for what we're doing. All right, I think this is brown and prune. Here and here. Yeah, well, it's not as good for you because you can't see the reference image. For me, it's kind of nice because it's beside the chat, so I can still kind of see going on there. I have not seen Owl House. In fact, I don't know if I know about Owl House. So feel free to share more. But intrigued. And yo, Russ, I bet that is a thing. I have not done a ton of ASMR investigation myself. It's not a world I am deeply familiar with. I don't know if I'd find it relaxing or not, but I feel like it's a virtual guarantee that there's a Lego one out there. All right. All right. Okay. Good little bit of progress here. I don't know where that piece came from. There. Green, okay. Gray. Purple. I'm running out of these purples fast. I hope I have enough. Problem is I have lots of 1x2 purples. I don't have a lot of 1x1s, so I'm hoping I gauge this semi-decently. We'll find out. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Red, pink. It's a dark red. Dark red. Pink. Bright red. Yeah, this is why in general they do 1x1s, because there's so much flexibility to attempt to do some subtleties that you'd otherwise wouldn't capture. The challenge is you have to actually have a lot of 1x1s, which not everyone, including me, despite my insane amount and my entirely full unsorted closet. That's my biggest challenge. It's not that I don't necessarily have the parts, as I haven't found them, because they're all jam-packed into an insane number of containers, which I do not have the mental or physical energy to pull out and find the actual bricks I need. And so it's kind of like whatever is handy is what I go to. Not the most economically or physically efficient, but it works for now. Until maybe I'm not in a New York apartment and have a little bit more room to spread out and really go nuts with it all. But speaking of, I know a lot of you, and I know where a number of you are from, but anyone else from farther away, or maybe not here on the East Coast, where I know many of us are? Oh, Russ. It is. No, it's actually super important, especially because I'm kind of doing the somewhat insane thing of putting black in last. If these are not aligned, it's going to be damn hard to get those in. So that's actually sometimes where the brick tool, the removal tool, can actually help to also kind of nudge things and do a little bit of straightening that you may not have been able to do as easily with your hand to line things up. So good question, and thank you for the question. You are an awesome person. Okay, let me make those. So we'll do this. Pink. Oh no, that's a dark red. Whew, I almost put the wrong piece in. Alright. I think I actually might do the black on this quarter before moving on, because I think this will get easy to miss pieces if I don't do it soon. Oh, all right. Already just screwed up. That need to come up and go up one. Dark gray. Brown. Brown. We're getting there. Thank you, Ivani. Oh my goodness. Like I'm honestly, I think at the end of this will be a far more ragged situation than what we're looking at right now. I do not have high hopes for my nails tonight. They will get destroyed even with the brick separator as a saber tool. And that's okay, because it's probably, I did these up for Saturday for a very fun time. I went to FlameCon, which is basically queer Comic-Con. I don't know if any of you've heard it before. It's I love it. I've been told I went twice. I actually only remember once for some reason, but apparently I've been twice. But I went in the before times, back before the pandemic, and I had such a fun time. It's not nearly as big as the Comic-Con, as the New York Comic-Con, which at least around here is the Comic-Con. But it was so much fun. It was great to meet other queer folks and kind of get a little bit of a shared experience going on, but also just fun little events. We did cosplay contests. There's lots of independent creators there who often have like their own indie stuff, because it's often not easy to get published or get access to other communities. If you are working in an if you are LGBTQ, if your audience is LGBTQ, if your characters are LGBTQ, it's definitely more acceptance today, but it's still not always the easiest thing. And so FlameCon is a great place to connect up LGBTQ fans and creators together to get to share their queerness and their geekiness, and it was a fantastic time. So I went with Gotham City Girl in the chat. I was not cool enough to have a costume this time around, or last time for that matter. I have high hopes and expectations for myself that I fail to meet immediately. So it happened once again. I did not have a great idea that I was super excited about, which meant I had no idea. So I sadly did not go with something, but Ashley more than made up for it in her mashup of mashup of Poison Ivy, circa Little Shop of Horrors. It was an extremely cool outfit, walking around as Poison Ivy, holding a little plant in her hand that was reminiscent of both Audrey 2, but it was named Harley 2 and dressed up like Harley Quinn. The little plant that she made, people loved it. Rightly so. It was a great outfit. And as one of the 3 judges told her after the cosplay contest, she was robbed. And that, I know I'm biased, but that was extremely true. She was robbed of what should have been her victory. But very cool outfit and fun time. All right, I need to make sure I'm not losing track of what pieces go where here. That's that. So highly recommend Comic-Con if anyone wants to go in the future. Cool. Thank you, Russ, for, yes, it was absolute fire. And if you can see it on Ashley, I hope you don't mind, Ashley, that I pimp out your Instagram, but Gotham City Girl is also her Instagram user handle. You can see her amazing outfit on there. I thought about doing the Fallout thing. I think both from a heat perspective, and because I had done it before, which should not be a limiter. I think it's just more I'd done it as the last thing I had done. I wanted to have a little bit more space before I kind of came back there. I wanted to do something different, and then I couldn't come up with anything, or at least nothing that I felt I was as happy pulling off. I wanted to do something that I could do and feel great doing, and I didn't necessarily have an inspiration. Plus work and blah blah excuses. I ran out of time, so I Probably could have done something, but it's just as well. It's just as well. I still had a blast, and I was very comfortable because I was dressed much lighter. I did not have a corset and other sorts of things, so poor Ashley, as we had to stand outside in heat. One downside, the hotel had a cumbersome check-in process. FlameCon was relatively speedy, but the actual... Oh shoot, I'm doing the wrong color here. But the actual Game Pass, the hotel security to get to FlameCon was not so easy, and definitely took a substantial amount of time. So we had to stand outside in the heat for far too long, which was not fun. And I just realized this hot pink piece needs to be red. Where is that? That there. Okay. So thankfully it's not insanely buried. This is the challenge of talking and doing. Trying to get it all. Trying to have it all. Alright, that's that color. That's that color. I hope it won't be too annoying. I think in a second I'm going to turn back on the AC because it is warm as heck in here. Alright, I'm going to mute my mic so I don't turn on all of your devices. Alright, come on, sweet, sweet air. Feels nice. So we got a little bit of visual effect here. That's a lie, Ashley. That's a lie. You totally got the attention. Alright, that'll go up there. That'll go there. There. And another piece of red. Brown, black. All right, cool. Cool. We are getting there. But the color in here in some places is kind of dark red. I mean, it looks almost more brown, but I just decided to do dark red. Her outfit's dark red, so I didn't think it was too blasphemous to try this out. Let's hope I'm not too wrong in that. And it still looks okay. I think the pink here is like the blush on her, or freckles on her cheeks. Kind of a cute little detail. Okay. Okay, it's coming along. So, that. Purple. Dark gray, or dark blay. It's bluish gray, so it's just called blay. Again, thank you. I'm conscious. I don't mean to be just sitting here quiet forever, and I appreciate those of you who have been chatting. Don't think you have to carry a ton, but if you're unsure, I am conscious when I go quiet, and I apologize. I don't mean to leave you all while I vacantly stare at my screen and find colors. All right, what's that? That is green. That is red. Dark gray. Brown, red. Okay, I'm looking at the time here. I think we'll be reasonably okay in terms of how far we'll get and how late it'll be and all that good stuff, all that jazz. think I have enough of this nougat. Let's try that out. Do that there. That there. That there. Didn't have a lot of these nougat pieces, but let's see. One is here. And right here. Alright, there'll be more, which probably will have to scavenge. Alright. I think a lot of this is black, so I'm gonna get a bucket and start filling in some of the black here. And hopefully in a second this will start looking like an actual thing. I'm going through this bucket to find some bigger black pieces, and I'll get some smaller ones. If I can do chunks of this versus little 1x1 studs, I can hopefully cover a decent amount of area. Some square brickage with this. Alright, everyone have a good day, by the way? Mine was... It's been a long and busy time at work, which is not a bad thing. It's often can be exciting, but it also can be tiring at times. Plus, I know I'm not always... I feel a little bit like I've been behind for a couple months on things, just a little anxiety. So when I have a day that feels productive, that's nice. It's reassuring to be like, okay, it's not all incredibly behind moments. So I hope you guys had good days too. All you folks. There. There, Russ. I hope you've not been attacked or killed by any raccoons or other creatures. Was there a raccoon that was in your window stalking you before? Something crazy happened. I know I had missed the initial event, so I was still admittedly playing a little bit of story catch-up on that one. And it was one of those things where, like, I don't fully know what's going on, but now I feel like it's too late to ask. But in the moment here, I'm just going to say straight out, I didn't fully follow what was happening, but it seemed funny. Alright, this is coming together. That's purple and red. And I'm using a lot of these pieces that are often coveted pieces in other circumstances. I'm going to have to do another bricklink order to catch up on all these little plates that are sometimes necessary and hard to find. An opossum! Where you place a bird's nest that fell with banner occupants. Aww. Yes, it's after birds and Russ's mortal soul. Well, you know, it'll happen. You just gotta be on guard for your soul every now and then. Typical nature story there, really. Okay. Little ones box, which is much smaller because I pulled out a ton of pieces already out here. It's much less color diversity in my Lego bucket after I pulled out everything to build this. So let's confirm that all these things are supposed to be black. Yes. 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 Yes, but you can see these pieces are going in pretty smoothly, so I think I had some good vertical horizontal alignment, so that I did not have a challenge adding these pieces in after the fact. Nope, dark brown. Don't trick me. Oh no, I might be low on black 1x1 studs. That will be problematic, but I will have other solutions to that later if we run out. Alright, for now, we'll keep on trucking. Go there. Wow. I'm almost out of 1x1 black studs. That is... It's not a problem. I know I have more. It's just more physical effort to get to them. That's okay. We'll pull out the wet black I can find right now. Sorry, I don't catch it now. And you're back again. Hey, welcome back. Rainfire, Vermont. I'm assuming VT is for Vermont. Oh, awesome. Thank you for coming in, Fully Ghost. Appreciate that. I hope this is interesting for you. If you hadn't heard the intro, and for those people who came in for the raid, if you're still around and you're patient enough to bear with me while I do this stuff, this is Builder's Block on the Transverse Network. A bunch of different kind of shows. There's talk shows and shows talking about intimacy, all kinds of different exposure to things. Sorry, I'm also looking down at Legos and correcting things while we're talking here. From people who often happen to be trans. And so we get a little bit of often some topical stories around that topic, and especially with Transistence, a news show that's on Mondays. But we also get to do just fun things and share the broader parts of ourselves. Because, of course, none of us are any one thing. And with the Builder's Block show, in particular, it's the opportunity to share some of our creative passions. And so there's a few different builders who do different kinds of building. I happen to be obsessed with Lego construction. I love Lego buildings, and so that is what I spend most of my time doing in a lot of ways, on this show and in life. And I think it's a way, I often say it's a way to sublimate a midlife crisis and avoid going to and not going into architecture. Is I build instead. I just throw those energies there rather than having to go back to school, which would be a very expensive and time-consuming process. Plus, I do web design sometimes. I oversee a site, and I sometimes get to do design with it. So I get to do a little bit of creativeness occasionally at work. Sadly, less and less as the career moves on. So not always a bad thing, but not always as fun of a thing. So the opportunities to build like this are awesome. They're a fun way to remind myself of what I really enjoy about building and creating things. And I get to share that with you, which is a blast. And then hopefully you can share some of that with us. If you do !Discord, you can find the Transverse Network Discord channel. There is a Builder's Block chat in there. So if you ever want to share what you're building or creating, that's a wonderful place to come and put it. And if you want to see any more of my stuff, I have that on my website, which is, if this mouse is working, there it is, justjess42.com. And there is a creations section where I show some of the Lego things I have built. So that was a past town hall. I think this should update with a nicer picture in a second. But other past creations. Yeah, I don't update this as often as I want to. I do plan on doing a better job. But you can still see some of what's on there recently. Yeah, here on my site. But for now, we're building this Lego mosaic, trying to get... Oh, I should have put it back on here. Trying to turn this illustration of Catra from She-Ra Princess of Power into this middle scale resolution mosaic. Without the blue, because I do not have 1155 light blue pieces. So instead, we are seeing what we can do with what I do have. And right now I was pulling up some pieces to try to make better use to conserve the very few 1x1 black studs I have left before I have to go dumpster diving for more and fill that little piece in. All right, that was my long thing. Hey Tiffy, hey Julie. Sorry, I'm babbling along. I'm not even looking up at it. Thank you. That's true, Julie. That's my other secret career is as a doctor. Not many people know that. And it's so awesome to see you, Tiffy. And thank you for sharing that, Fully Ghost. I'm so glad that you found, I hope you found a community with us. You are extremely welcome, that's for sure. So I'm glad you came across us. And a concept artist, please do share. Please do share. That'd be wonderful. I'm sorry, I was like monologuing and staring at the Legos. I should have been looking at the chat. You redeemed your, I guess, I don't, I actually don't know what all of them do. So you redeemed pronouns. I don't know if that means that you now see your pronouns, you see my pronouns. I should say my pronouns, which are she, her, by the way. But hell yeah, let's effing go. You got that emote. I know this is, I'm drinking. This is not necessarily a children's show, but I'm still, I haven't drunk enough to start swearing. That's a threshold. If you hear me swearing, I'm probably buzzed. Woo! Go Julie. Oh, that's a cool, is that like a trans ghost? That's a cool emote. All right. And Tiffy, it's been so long. I always, you're so sweet. I always love your streams, and they always come on like as I'm falling asleep. I see a notification. I'm like, yeah. I sadly have been growing up lately. I've been getting old, and I've been falling asleep at like normal adult hours, which I'm trying to fight. I do not agree with it. I don't want to do it, but sadly it is happening an unfortunate amount. And so as a result, I have not been as awake as late as I used to catch your awesome streams. But if people don't know, both Tiffy Knight and Julie Nighthawk are both awesome streamers right here also on Twitch. You should also follow them. They are very cool people and entertaining streamers, and you should see them. Yes, Ashley, it would be easier to build on a blue board. The challenge is, in terms especially of 48 by 48 base plates, they do not make those in as many colors. I have a couple royal blue ones. I don't know where they are. They're like super buried. In fact, I think they're in a storage unit, possibly in Pennsylvania. They're rare. I was kind of like holding those for like a future like ocean kind of scene. More common is light gray. I don't know if they actually come in any other colors. And base plates in general come in a fairly limited set of colors. Usually you're talking green or gray. So finding other ones is sometimes more rare, they're sometimes more expensive, and then the question is, what do you want to use it for? You know, I might not do blue, I might do some other color or something that have more abundance around it. I'll ponder that. But at least this way, it's more affordable to do, if nothing else, to use what I have with this light gray 48 by 48 base plate. Oh, no, I don't think I did. I'm sorry you had an ad. I know those can be very annoying. So I think I missed the VT. If you're willing to reshare that, Rainfire, that would be awesome. Yeah. Credit work, singlest body. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate just stopping by at all. I hope work is going okay. Totally okay. It's always lovely to see you, whether it's here or see you directly when you stream, like the other night. Thank you. All right, what was I doing? I was putting in pieces and talking. For VTuber, that makes sense. Very cool. 100%, and especially in context, makes so much sense. It just had not occurred to me, but cool. All right, where was I? I'm almost done with this quarter. I'm gonna probably take my mouse here to slide the picture I'm looking at over so I can get a different portion. There's just one piece here. I'm trying, it's a shade. I don't know that oh, maybe this is it. I'll do that shade. That's close enough. Boom. All right. That's there. Okay, I'm going to do this portion, I think. So I'm gonna get this mouse to go up to that computer. Okay, this will be a little bit. This is a mostly empty section, so this one should go a little bit faster. Cool. Awesome. Bye, Julie. Thank you so much for coming by. Oh, good. I hope your sound's okay. Yeah, I'm conscious. I sometimes have, I have a lot of stuff. I don't necessarily know how to use that stuff, so I do apologize if you can ever not hear me. And right now, with my different key lights on me, it got super hot in here, so I turned my AC back on. I've not found a great middle ground for that. Opening the window does nothing. There's no airflow in this room. It doesn't pull in. So hopefully that's not too disruptive. I apologize for any noise there. All right. Keep going here. Oh. Dark gray too. Little angle piece. And one of the few dark green bricks for some reason in this picture. So we'll do a little dark green up there. Then we have some purple. We have some dark gray. Brown. Dark red. Wait, am I sure I'm following this right? Right, yes, okay. Brown. Olive there. Light gray there. I've never tried latch hooking. There's a lot of different creative hobbies I've never explored. Is that something that you do? The latch hooking? Alright, sorry as I plunk along here. Dark red. It can be tough to do this and chat because it's easy to look and then all of a sudden lose all track of where I was. Alright, we're going to do that color. Tan. Oh, that's a little... Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And we have the pink. Red dark tan. Red black. Good, good. Purple, purple. Purple. Olive. Purple. Blue. Brown. Or dark gray rather. Olive. Dark red? I think it's dark red. Whoop. So as you noted before, Russ, I know some of these got a little bit crooked, so I can use this straightener to shape the whole table, but to line up these bricks so they will be nice and straight. And unlike me, and be able to easily be aligned. Alright, light dark red. Light gray. Dark red. Alright, and then that is brown. Cool. And all the this will be dark gray. Cool. Jewel art. That's fascinating. Where do you get the jewels to do jewel art? This is why I stick with one medium because I'm too lazy to learn new ones. Not always true. I actually used to paint, and I did it recently for a work class, and I really liked it, getting back into it. So I bought a bunch of canvases, but I haven't gotten back in to actually do the painting. I haven't thought of what subject I want to paint yet, so I haven't really embarked on that adventure yet. Dark red, brown, red, brown. Oof, getting low on these 1x1 purples. Those will be a little bit harder to find. We'll see how that goes if I run out of these. Brown. 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 Just keep singing the colors out loud. Brown. 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 All right. That looks like red, and that's like a nougaty color. Grab one of those. Dark tan underneath. Red. All right. Now, black over here. Right. Dark gray. Dark red. Olive. Purple. Dark gray, light gray. There really is a crazy random mix of colors here, which I hope will look semi-cogent when we zoom out here at the end. You know, I can kind of see Katja's face there. Like, there's the horn of her head mask and her hair coming out. I can kind of see it. Dual mosaicing for hands. That would be more efficient, wouldn't it? I could have just bring out my extra arms and go nuts with it. I don't know. I'm still training. It's a hard coordination problem to bring in additional arms, or to bring your legs in as arms, which I guess is the next logical option. But hey, we have to strive for something, right? We have to aspire, maybe for additional legs. I'm pausing right now because I'm trying to think of where to most easily, rapidly find more 1x1 black studs, because I kind of ran out much faster than I expected. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot. So behind me are these different boxes that have different bricks in colors. If you do have a lot of Lego bricks and you want to sort them, don't sort by color. It's pretty looking, but it does not make it easy to find things, especially small things. The human eye can distinguish if you're blessed to be able to see a wider spectrum of colors. It is easier to pick out different colors amongst things of the same shape versus to pick out different shapes amongst a pile of the same color. So sorting by element type rather than color is a much easier way. The problem is, once you go down the long road of sorting by color, it's hard to dig yourself out, and way more time than I have to do it. So I still have lots of colored buckets to go through. Oh, awesome! Thank you I'm glad that inspired you to come by, and I hope it's semi decent for you to be here. Somewhat entertaining. And don't worry, it's not just me staring down at things while I babble on. There are other awesome shows on the Transverse Network. Like I mentioned, on Monday there's Transistence, which is kind of a news show, often focused on issues affecting the LGBTQ community. And then Tuesday is the flagship show, the Transgender Show, which was started by the person who started this whole thing, Emily. Who's also a builder on Builder's Block. She interviews different folks, often, again, people of trans experience, to understand their stories, whether you're transmasc, transfemme, non-binary, fluid, non-conforming, whatever it might be. All of us have shared elements of our experiences that sharing with each other can be beneficial for all of us. All right. I'm going to spin around for a second. I'm going to find a giant bin of black, and we are going to go rooting for more little tiny black studs. So let's see what we can find. Back here. Goodness, that is not light. This is my bin of black. Not sure how well. Well, let's do that one. How well you can make out the mess that's in there. There are a couple of different bags of things that are sorted by element, so I have at least a little bit of a head start. But right now, I'll check. I doubt any of these are what I want. So I'll just most of them are slope pieces and bricks versus the thinner Lego plates that we're using for this. So my guess is I'm gonna have to go through all of this and then root around at the bottom of this bin, because all the little pieces, of course, the laws of, I don't know if it's laws, but the realities of density means that the little things will fall to the bottom. And it's again why it's often smarter to sort by element instead of by color like this. Jeez. So much. Nope. Whew. All right. All right. We're close. 1 by 2. Where are the 1 by 1s? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to sleep, perchance to dream no more. I know I screwed that up, but ballpark, Hamlet. I don't know if I screened up. I think I just truncated it. Whatever. Well, I'm finding bigger pieces. I'm not finding the piece I want, but I'm finding bigger pieces. Which can still be useful. Alright, Russ, this is the ASMR portion of the show. I don't know if this is for you, because I don't know if you like it, but you get it. There you go. Ooh. A single 1 by 1 black stud. Yay. This is where the true nail destruction happens. It's in this process. The brick separator is not helping me here. Goodness. I'm not seeing anything. Man. Yep. Just peeling back the polish. Keeps it fun. Hey, Mish. Hey. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I hope you do feel a little less lonely. And I hope that's always true for you here anytime. And not just here, but in the Discord if you want something that persists beyond this moment. And we also have another streamer, Mish, who is awesome and does some very cool cosplay outfits, is here and is one of the just sweetest, nicest people on earth. So thank you so much for stopping by, Mish. It's always a delight to see you. We are doing I'm not even showing it. We are doing a mosaic, which is an attempt to put this into practice coming from this illustration of Ketra from She-Ra, Princesses of Power. So that's the plan tonight. That's what we're endeavoring to do, what I'm trying to build right here. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I forget where I got this. I think at one of like the Brick Fair events, but I got a little... I have several Lego necklaces. I have one with the trans colors. I have some more generic or just interesting colors like this. I have a little Lego minifigure made out of circuitry. A few different Lego necklaces. All right, so off screen, I'm looking at the middle one of these, a monitor above, so I can scan. So I'm going to go down to this quadrant right here and try to build out some more. right here is where I left off. Okay. Okay. It's coming along. I feel like I'm feeling good about this progress. Hopefully you will be able to see a complete thing by the end of the show here. Which isn't always true. Like the non-binary breaker Lego crane and the LGBTQ train, I ran out of time to finish last time. Hopefully that will not be the case this time around. I think I'll be, if it is a little bit, if we're close near the end, I'll be able to go a little bit longer and finish this up. Assuming I can find all the pieces too. So whole nother problem. Alright, I'm up here. Make sure I don't lose track. Alright, the separator really is handy to help straighten up some pieces that are slightly askew. Not many things in life need to be straight, but Lego pieces sometimes do. So it's the exception to the rule. Otherwise, be clear as hell. That goes there. Goes there. Right. Another one here. Brown. Okay. Brown. Gray. Oh, that's blue. I don't want that yet. Gray. Gray. Now I want the blue. There and right there. Dark red. There. Green. There. Light gray. There. Then dark gray. Purple. Oh jeez, am I already out of purple? Ugh. Ugh. I found all these these bigger pieces of purple, which I thought could help fill in the gap, but the problem is I need some just 1x1 purples, and light purple is a difficult color, for me at least, to find, and so I ran out. Yeah, not sure. Black I know I have more of, it's just a question of finding it. I'm sure I have hundreds of. Light purple, on the other hand, is probably going to be more rare. And more challenging to find extras of. I don't want to take apart my other Lego things, right? Because, like, yeah, the genderqueer hopper, that had a lot of purple in there, but I don't want to take this apart. The non-binary breaker crane had a lot of purple. I don't want to take this apart. The intersex intermodal had a decent amount of purple. I don't want to take that apart. So you can see the quandary. How to find more light purple. Okay. This is the right shade, but they're bricks instead of plates. I think for the moment, where I need one, I'm going to put some of these bricks in. Vertically, it will hopefully look cool for you, still at least look okay, and then I can go back when I find the right, the right pieces and replace it with the flat plate studs that should be there. So that way I can keep going. I won't lose track. I won't forget what's supposed to go where, and we can make it all happen the right way later. So we'll do that. A little bit of accidental relief. We'll call this intentional as we go. Cool. Gray. Are there Lego clippers? Oh, no worries, Russ. It was so awesome for you to coming by, as always. Thank you. And hopefully be able to catch up with you tomorrow. But thank you, Russ. And I do not know if there are Lego clippers. I mean, there's lots of different stuff. The challenge is it actually going to be from Lego, the Lego group, or if it's going to be from some other off-brand, someone kind of take advantage of Lego nostalgia, but not actually being Lego. I imagine that's the more likely scenario. Yes, I think otherwise Lego builders are just used to not being able to have long nails, sadly. It's all too often the reality. Or I guess maybe you need gels or something. I don't know. Something stiffer to make it stay. Right. Green, brown, red, brown. There's no green. Okay, stark gray. All right, and more purple that I don't have. So it'll be a purple there, a purple there, purple there, and light gray all around. Yeah. Really thought I could make up the difference with bigger plates. Oh wow. Okay. A long stretch of dark gray on the side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. All right. Some olive here. Yeah, another single purple. And I'm gonna, there's a bottom row, but I'm not gonna fill it in because I think I would put a frame around this. So I'm gonna leave the outside studs empty for a frame I would build around this. So there's a lot of black to fill in here, but I'm gonna just go back and do a massive black toward the end here so that we can see some more interesting things in the meantime. A little bit of brown there. A little bit of brown there. Dark red. Dark red. Man, so much purple. Gray. Gray. Purple. Anyone have, because we're at the middle of the week, anyone have any fun weekend plans coming up? Anything cool? You know, I talked about going to FlameCon last weekend. That was definitely the key plan of plans. I'm sure there are things I'm doing this weekend that I already said yes to that I am currently actively forgetting, which is not uncommon for me. But I hope you guys have some fun things coming up that you're planning to do. Or last weekend. What'd you do last weekend? It's okay, mine were too. What were your last weekend plans? If you don't mind sharing, of course. So if you missed it at the start, I'll just vamp a little bit. Say mine was going to the Queer Comic-Con, FlameCon. It was just north of Times Square at the Sheridan, and was a blast. And it's not just a fun event, but it's so fun to have it come back after having to understandably go away during the pandemic. The return of FlameCon was pretty awesome. A masked event, which is understandable. I've been to some things that haven't been masked lately. I don't know if I'm very lucky, if I'm blessed, if I'm immune, if I just don't show much symptoms, but I have yet to test positive or experience anything. So far, super lucky in being able to dodge the worst of things. Took a road trip to my long-distance relationship to spend time with my boyfriend in person. 10 hours away from you, that is not simple. That is huge. That is awesome that you got to do that. And good on you for taking that time and dedicating that space to to be with each other and catch up. And that's an awesome weekend, and a very cool. I mean, not like you weren't saying it was cool, but I think the simple is what I was reacting to. I don't think that kind of journey is simple. That is a lot, and especially when it's only for a weekend. That's quite an investment of time to make happen. I get it, but more power to you for doing that. And that's what you're about here. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm so glad you did. Now, for multiple reasons that you took that trip. All right, that's there. 10. 10. 10. Pink. Pink. Light gray. Medium. Oh, did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. Ha. At least an easily correctable error. There we go. Goes there. These are dark red. Green. That's interesting. An audiobook. That's a good time to get through that kind of content on a drive. Listen to an audiobook like that. We have some conversations and some resources around some of those topics with understanding things, reflecting upon them in the Discord. I've also found some other amazing chats or other groups of people to connect with. It's one of the very lucky parts of being in New York is that there's a lot of people of every kind of person, including a fair number of trans folks to get to connect with and share experiences with, which has been very lucky to have. Thank you, Midvani. Points for everyone. Again, I am not a good marketer of that because I don't necessarily know what to do with said points, but now you have them. That's the key. That's where you start, right? Before you know what to do with the points, you have to have the points. And now you have the points. And I'm sure those things have actually been explained multiple times. I just missed the explanations. Because that's how good I am. Let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. I'm on line up. I'm always worried I'm going to be like wildly off alignment and discover it too late. But so far, I seem to be matching things up okay. Cool. Thank you, Midvani. I'm trying to shake it up a little bit. Trying to keep it different. Keep it going. Midvani is our amazing mod. More often than not on this show, I'm lucky to have her here. And an amazing actor, does some awesome stuff in a variety of places, and stage and screen. Hope that's a fair and accurate description of you. That's certainly my thinking of you. I don't know how you describe your career, of course. Ha. All right. corner here. Of course I don't have the red thing. Crumb. Am I running out of pieces again? A different color? That's not helpful. Alright, this would be tan, then I should have a red, then hot pink, then dark red. Then brown, and brown. Well, I think I need a nougaty color. Over here. Dark brown. How, I ask you? Did I run out of red and black and purple? I have thousands and thousands of pieces, and I still managed to run out of these colors. It's bananas to me. I'm dissatisfied with my excuses. Alright, this color I think will work. That is right there. It's right there. Right there. Okay. It's all black. Black, so red is what I need right there. And somehow, improbably, I don't have red. Alright, let's think about this. We're going to try another dumpster diving location to potentially find this. Well, no, I figured you were my mod. I just also wanted to shout out for you in general, because you're awesome. Alright. That's not easy. Alright, this is one of many containers I have of just, oh geez, that is shaking the crap out of the desk. One of many containers of wildly unsorted Lego pieces. And so this is where I'm hoping I might be able to find at least some interim pieces so I can at least do like some placeholders where I'm missing some parts. I really didn't think there'd be so many one by one pieces entirely out on their own. I thought I would be able to make them up with other larger pieces, larger plates that would fill in the gap. But there's lots of these little isolated one by ones that don't exist anywhere else, and so I need more brick to make it happen. See what we have down here. Well, that's at least a start. I got a single piece I needed. Fill in a little bit more. Also, I think I managed to get everything out of focus thanks to the shaking of the desk, but hopefully... Come on, camera. Kind of focus. Alright. Omega Death. Hi, Omega. Thank you for coming in. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. I appreciate so much you stopping by. You get to see me make or attempt to make my She-Ra Catra mosaic here, turning that illustration into the bottom middle mosaic here. That's what we're attempting to do, though I've been running out of pieces because I can't plan, and yeah, that's about the norm. But Omega is an awesome person in the day-to-day life. So it's really cool to have you here. If you haven't been here before and I'm just forgetting, I apologize. I don't mean to diminish that, but I think this is the first time I've seen your username in the chat. So it's very exciting. This is what you get to see. Right? So much. She-Ra is the best. Okay. Where was I? Oh wait, I'm going to start to try to fill in some of these spots here with some black. I'm definitely short. I should have so many more black Lego pieces than I do. which is my fault. We'll see how far I can get even without them. Like that should be black, but I don't have any more one by one, but I'll find some. Oh, here. Here. Just like the purple, I'll do a little fill-in piece to hold the spot until I can get a stud later on. So this way you don't have to wait for me to find pieces. Do this. Alright, so that is right there. And right there. And right there. There we go. Is this all fuzzier? Why does it seem so fuzzy? I shook the table. Usually when I do that, like the focus follows down and focuses here, but it's like not. Alright. What would it be? What would life be like if we didn't have technical difficulties, right? Just part of it makes it interesting. Okay. I forget what I was babbling about before. Huh. Oh, no worries. Night shift. I am impressed you came at all. I'm so glad you stopped by. I hope you, it did help you feel a little less lonely for the moment. And I hope you come back. But it was great to have you come here. And I'm interested to learn about your VTubing. So if you haven't joined the Discord, if you're willing to, please consider it and share what you're doing. Because that'd be cool to check out. And until next time, thank you for coming by. All right, let's do that there. Let's do bigger ones. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Got that cap. Ah, that is really annoying me that I shook it until it became out of focus. Oh, there. I just had to physically touch it, apparently. A little better. Alright, so these big stretches I can probably fill in with other big pieces to fill in that gap. Alright. Oh, no worries, Rainfire. Obviously no pressure there, it's just more interesting because you mentioned it. You do whatever you like, whenever you like, it's all good. Just happy to have you, period. Alright, where was I? We have that there. There. That's a space. Alright. Right there. I probably have some bigger Lego plates I can lay in to fill in some of this big expanse of black here. So I might move on and then come back and just fill in some of this so we can get a little closer to the end before time is out. I don't know if I'll finish this, but I think I'll get like within spitting distance, so I think I'm pretty good. Oh cool, there's a little smaller portion too. Alright. So we are up here. Look. Brown. Dark red. Nougat. One more nougat. For later. Alright. Then hot pink. Pink. pink, hot, pink, pink. Of course I need red I don't have, but I'll find that later. Red, red, pink, red. Purple, pink, red, red, purple, brown, bright red, more bright red. Alright, luckily I managed to find some pieces quickly there. Bright red there. Bright red there. Did I do that right? Oh, that's it there. Okay. Pink. Tan. Oh, I need another red. Red. Pink. Did I just run out of hot pink too? How? Sorry, I'm a little exasperated that I keep running out of pieces. I really thought I not only counted accurately, but I really thought I could make things stretch with different kinds of pieces substituted, and that did not pan out like I had hoped. So, sadly, there are more gaps here than ideal. I will still get very close, but not quite as close as I would have hoped. Two, one, two, three, four. Sorry, we got the much quieter portion here of the show as I recognize how close we are, and I want to go faster so I can get here. They're a little geeky. I was in a Fallout t-shirt at a queer Comic-Con. They're a little geeky. For what it's worth, I mean, I appreciate that. Those are lovely compliments. I am proudly geeky. I have been forcing Ashley to watch the Orville. She's suffering through the first season. I think it becomes fantastic later. Though maybe I have rose-colored lenses, so I'm really hoping it will turn around for her. And it will be enjoyable. But it's one of the many I read. Sci-fi non-stop. Alright, that what color is that? Dark blue? Huh. Alright, we'll do dark blue. And two dark blue. It's like a single piece of that color in there. Alright. Keep it interesting. Olive. Dark red. Dark gray. Light gray. Dark green for some reason. Gray, weird mix of colors down towards the end here. All part of the optical illusion when you zoom out and make things fuzzy and mosaic-y. It's a technical term there. Alright, at least I have plenty of these 1x1s. Heard the phone, hopefully it's nothing about this. Nope, that's spam. I've been getting weird text spam lately. Almost all of it about the famous scam that is Bitcoin. I mean, not always totally, but I think in a lot of its current incarnation. That's a whole nother story. Go watch The Line Goes Up on YouTube for more there. But I've been getting, anyway, weird text Bitcoin spam lately, or other crypto. I don't know where it came from or why. I don't think I've ever gotten spam quite like that before. It's definitely weird. But a fair amount lately. Red. All right. Does that line up? I don't know if that lines up. Did I do this wrong? Hope not. Alright, let me back up a little bit. That 4 over that. How am I off here? 2, 3. Oh, shoot. I misaligned a piece. It's 1 too low. Oh, no. See, I'm trying to get speedy so I can get, like, close to finished before the end of my time here, and I flew too close to the sun. Thankfully, it's not a ton of things, but it's a little bit here that needs to get, excuse me, torn back up. Darn it. I want to be Daedalus. I end up being Icarus. Alright, let's try this again. That goes there. And then there's more. And then all the things I was building. Purple. Purple. Brown. Brown. Pink. Which lines up with that. No, it doesn't. Is this still off somehow? Alright, losing my mind a little bit here. It's pink. That's red. Should be purple, purple, brown. No, dark red. That's brown. Sorry, folks, if I'm quiet. I am trying to see if I got this wrong or not. Got something off here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Brown there. Dark red there. Hopefully this isn't that bad. I'm not too far off from where I should be. hot pink. Okay, those line up. Good, good. Tan. Light pink. Light tan. Okay, so this stuff is too close somehow. Not sure how, but it's a little bit off. Okay, okay. This is more where it should be. Wow, I was way off. I still don't really understand how, but that's okay. Probably something that was a similar pattern, just a different spot, and I built from the wrong place. Sorry, I've been hyper-focused on this. Just want to get it right. Yes. Okay. Okay. Back on track. Phew. I was scared of how much I was going to have to rip up there. I've been way off. Of course, I'm out of hot pink. I'm out of everything. Light pink. That's there. Purple. Dark red. That's dark red. All right, folks. It's not quite the end game, but it's a lot closer than I feared for a moment. Most of what's here that's empty is black, and so I can just kind of go in and whoosh, apply a whole bunch of black all over the place and fill it in. But we got very, very close to the end here. I am not wildly dissatisfied with the progress. And I thank you all so much for bearing with. Like I said, I thought I was so close. I had all of these purple, you can't quite see them because they're behind my picture here, but I had all of these purple pieces. So I'm like, oh, I have enough studs worth of purple pieces to cover what's needed. The problem is all the things that are needed are 1 by 1. So all these 1 by 2 do me nothing. And that happened with a couple other colors too. So I'm short a few pieces down here, but I think I can find them or at least purchase them relatively quickly. So I can I can show you on the next, in a month when I'm on, I'll show you the finished product. But I can also post it on Discord in the meantime whenever I get it done. But still, thank you. Thank you for bearing with, for being here. This is a cool thing to do. I hope it was enjoyable. It was different from my normal builds, but like I said, I wanted to shake it up a little bit. I wanted to do something a little bit distinct. Let's do this real quick. I'll also turn off the AC so it's a little quieter towards the end here. I also kind of can't wait a little bit for winter, not just because I want to skip past summer necessarily, but because then the AC won't necessarily be required and I won't be as difficult to hear. All those things that you put up with and me, period, it's always such a blessing and an honor to have any folks here. So thank you so much for spending part of your Wednesday with me. It's like I said, it's an honor, and it's a joy too. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you had some fun too. If you do have any creative criticism, very open to it. Send on in the Discord. You can direct message. All that's good. All of it's open. because we want to make this show as good as possible for you and for me. So I think we're going to leave it here. I think I'm going to sign off because there is work tomorrow. For the moment, just remember that you're great, that you get to put out and create something all the time, whether it's something like this where you are literally explicitly building something, or in the variety of ways that you get to build up yourself, build up each other. There's so much great creative energy that we can put out into the world. Thank you for letting me share some of my passion with you. Please share yours back, because this has been Builder's Block, and that's what we do. I have been Jess. You have been awesome. Please go out into the world and keep on building some beautiful things. And until next time, have a good night. Bye all. Oh, sorry. If you're still around, Rosa just mentioned a raid target, which is a great idea. I have to admit, it's something I don't always think about because I don't think I can do a raid, at least myself. But it's a great question. Let me, if you don't mind, Ryan, Rosa, and if anyone who's willing to hang around, I just want to quickly check because I follow a lot of folks who happen to be trans, and I want to see if any of the people I follow happen to be actively streaming. Oh, Tara. Tara Pierhart is someone we've rated before, and is a great person who has a variety of themselves. Sometimes they are he, him, sometimes they're they, them, sometimes they're she, her. An awesome, fascinating person, but they is always appropriate. And so Tara Pierhart might be a good person to raid. Rosa, is that something that you can do? But or if I can do it, that's great. I know I think I've tried before and it failed. But if you are able to, are willing to raid Tara, or Gender Meowsters too, of course, is wonderful. I don't mean to not do them. Oh, you did Tara, awesome. All right, well, for anyone who's still around and is willing to hang around, please come along and say hi to Tara and see them streaming. And if not, it's been a blessing, like I said before, to have you. Okay. Let's see if the raid gets going in a second. I'll hang around with you. We'll see if this works. We'll see if this goes along. Bye, Rosa. Thank you.